Okay, so we are looking at part D. So I'm going to write down the question first. X squared minus 3/4 x. Alright? Half the x. Okay, where is my x? Over here. Alright? In fact, I need to look at the coefficient of x, which is the number attached to x. So in this case, it's negative 3/4. Am I right? What is half of negative 3/4? Negative 3/8. Am I right? Take note, inside the bracket, take note, inside the bracket, you will no longer write x squared. You will only write x inside. So I'll continue with x. So I finished off step number 1. Half the x and put in bracket. Step number 2, subtract the square of that number there. Oh, step number 2, what is the number I've just written? 3/8. Am I right? In fact, it's negative 3/8. But regardless whether you subtract negative 3/8 square or you subtract 3/8 square, the values are the same. So don't bother whether is it positive or negative. Just take the positive value to be easier. So I'm going to subtract 3/8, but not enough. Square it. Subtract the square of that number there. So this is step number 2. Can you see that? And we are done. So the only thing that I need to do is to evaluate. But sorry, I forgot to put a bracket square. Because it's completing the square. Alright, it's of this form. They'll always guide you of a certain form. Okay, so now we need to evaluate. What do I mean by evaluate? Those in the completed the square, no need to do anything. But I cannot leave it by just 3/8 bracket square. I need to simplify it. How to simplify? You can press a calculator. Okay, but too slow for me if I press a calculator, so I'm just going to write this down. There, we are done. Completing the square. If it comes out in E-math, it's going to be worth 1 or 2 marks, depending on difficult or easy. Okay, notice in this particular question, they will still want us to do it in completing the square form. Bracket square. So nothing has changed except Jessica pointed out, hey, there is a constant number behind. Don't worry about the constant number. Just plug it way behind. Do your completing the square as per normal. So I write down my question. Half the x. So I look for my x. My x value is negative 6/5. If I half it, it will become negative 3/5. Okay, let me write it down first. So I put a bracket square. I put an x inside. Half of negative 6/5 become negative 3/5. What is step number 2? Subtract the square of that number there. Am I right? What is the number I've just written? 3/5. So I subtract the square of that number there. But take note, there is an extra number, negative 4, which did not come out in the previous question. Am I right? So if there is an extra number, please remember to write the extra number behind. So our job is when we want to do completing the square, just make sure you evaluate all these numbers using the calculator, which we are going to do right now.